10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. TNC's turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
Needs assassin.
About that time, Trent.
Man, we're on fire.
We're cruising.
We're like an hour and a half ahead of yesterday.
Well, we had a long break yesterday, so we had to wait for that series.
It's true.
But we've had some long ones. We've had some long games, but limited downtime between games. Pretty nice.
5 seconds remaining.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Are they watching? Can they see? Hello.
Oh yeah.
It's Clutch Gamers and TNC. It's game number 2. Let me just double check here. I don't think anything has changed in the old standings, has it? We haven't like lost anything because Fnatic keeps winning all their other games, so is okay. Man, if someone else besides Fnatic or TNC win this qualifier, I'll be feeling pretty stupid. But we're kind of at that point where it's largely going to be them.
I guess I can refresh the brackets and before I say something silly. Yeah, TNC 4-0, Fnatic. Yeah, they same kind of deal. They're tied up. Fnatic's won everything except their match against TNC. So far your prediction is looking pretty right here.
I wonder if
not looking good. They've been 2-0'd 3 times now.
Yeah.
Clutch Gamers. Well, if they get 2-0'd here, then they're not looking too.
To start off this one though, we'll have the Bounty Hunter here. That used to be a Yoel classic. I guess Afromush is probably playing those. They have the Witch Doctor too. So both supports picked up. We had this happen earlier in this tournament where we had a couple teams grabbing the Bounty Hunter in the first phase, but it was with a Rubik. I remember one of them, which was brutal, and they just got destroyed by Mad Lads because they just picked like Undying and ran them over because the lane supports were so weak when you have Bounty Hunter and you're obviously missing out on one full support already. But Witch Doctor more than enough to make up for what Bounty Hunter lacks. They might just have to pick some stronger cores too. Nothing too risky in the actual laning phase. TNC already starting out strong though in terms of the early game. Nyx Assassin and Gyrocopter both ready to hold their own as the game gets going, and we once again have that flexibility. And the Leshrac didn't get banned out in the first phase. I think Clutch are going to remove it here, or they'll probably pick it for Cuckoo next.
It's very possible. We saw Cuckoo do a lot of work on. Seeing kind of the Lesh Sand King combo shine, but the Lesh Nyx can just as deadly, and with a Gyrocopter on top of that, got a lot of good team fight. And they opt to ban the Tidehunter instead. Now PL, maybe they want the Lesh for themselves. You never know. They will have the luxury of the third pick.
Yeah, they would be forced into the old core Lesh though. But I mean, Cuckoo's just been destroying on that support Lesh, so unless there's something here that makes the Lesh seem really bad, I would be pretty shocked if they didn't pick up next for him.
I think they do like it with the gyro because it's just a lot of good follow-up team fight. You know, tons of AoE damage.
Yep.
Spreads your damage types around a little. So.
We saw the lightning with the Nyx Assassin last time too, and it worked out very well.
TNC's turn to
Venomancer.
I'll go for the Veno. Okay.
Well,
that kind of makes you want to go for a Rubik instead now. Witch Doctor and Veno.
Yeah.
But we're Leshing.
But it's Lesh.
Okay. And they know that's coming, they say, by instantly picking. They say, yeah, we know. We know what you're doing. We don't have to think about it. Don't think you're cool.
Magnus. Well, I was going to say with that Veno pick that Clutch are maybe a little bit light on control, so Magnus helps solves some of those issues, but at the same time, it's not the most reliable control, and it is locked into a pretty long cooldown, that RP. So a lot of pressure on the Witch Doctor with that coconut bouncing around. Do some work. Some okay team fight for Clutch, but I feel like what TNC has is just objectively a little bit scarier.
Yeah, Mag's a bit of a weird pick. Was a classic for Skylark. Used to play it, so I don't see them having played it recently, really. Likely some sort of a strategy here coming out in terms of their pairing. I mean, they could just be like, yeah, we're just going to pick one of those classics like PA or whatever.
PA or
just
Troll.
Jug.
Yeah. Well, speaking of classics, hey.
This Lycan game from TNC the other day was terrifying.
Lycan, alongside the Lesh, man, a lot of pushing power now on this team.
Let's see if they ban the Bat Rider so they don't get the same 5 heroes. I think that's what it was. Yeah, it would be the exact same 5 heroes if they got Bat Rider. And it was actually a great Bat Rider game, so they should definitely ban that.
Very little to counteract the Bat Rider. They've got huge follow-up if he is able to grab people with lassos.
In terms of Clutch... Wow,
and
I mean,
Omni Knight.
I guess Omni would have been good too, so you can't really fault them. It's just kind of funny that I'm pretty sure TNC are going to get the exact same 5 heroes. Is there anything better than Bat? I don't think so. I think Bat's just really good.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, I don't think they can pick a carry that is a classic Magnus pairing that also is amazing against Bat. You got like Slark and Lifestealer, and then Jug is the only.
Jug would be a good pick, but yeah, they could just ban the Jug and pick the Bat and probably feel kind of good about it.
I don't think Bat's too worried about Troll. I don't think Bat's too worried about PA.
You actually make a good point, though. Slark would still be kind of okay. They'll ban the Void, so maybe they just take a stronger laner instead of the Bat Rider. They don't want anyone to just... I mean, Bat Rider's obviously a very strong laner, but he has counters, and they haven't picked the position 1, which is the role that does counter the Bat, so... They could theoretically mix it up. They could also grab, again, a different hero for Tim's if they feel like they could go a little faster, like a Magnet... or, sorry, Jakiro or something's kind of okay here. Earthshaker... to counter like the counterplay after the Meg, and it will eventually be the Rubik. Okay, so we'll get a.
It'll be the offlane Nyx and port Rubik action.
Could also be a core Lesh theoretically if they want to do a tri-lane. That could be strong.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
They can get like the Lycan 1v1 matchup or something, but then again, you'd also be 1v1 versus a Mag, which probably wouldn't go too well.
Well, final pick for Clutch Gamers. They'll have 40 seconds to think about it. They need a position 1.
I think Jug's really strong because they don't have a BKB Pierce. Lifestealer, I guess you could argue the same reasoning. But being able to rat and split push with the Bounty Hunter on your team.
I think Lifestealer is too one-dimensional. I think they just get run down.
It wouldn't hurt if they had some control, though, to actually lock down this Lycan, because right now he just gets RP'd basically, and that's it.
I think it's Jug.
Yeah.
Choose your hero.
The safe choice. You really can't fault him for that one.
Nope.
But I don't know. I think this TNC draft is just a lot more scary. They've got a lot of spammable stuns. They've got a lot of good setup. It's a Tim's Leshrac and a Cuckoo Rubik. So see if Tim's can handle the Lesh the same way Cuckoo did.
Yeah, Cuckoo is a very good Rubik player, so not too shocking to see him on it. And look at these cosmetics. I mean, Tim's clearly knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
That thing is jacked up.
Leshrac's staff, huh? Hero classic for not having any weapons. Look at that Witch Doctor staff. I feel like that Witch Doctor headpiece almost looks like an undead TA when you first...
Oh, I know, it's so annoying. It's a animalless Witch Doctor. That is very rare. I like all the cosmetics that are the animals on Witch Doctor, you know what I mean? Like snake, you got the frog, the monkey, yeah, all the cool stuff. This guy's got none of them. I always try and get as many as I can. And Yoel's gone the other direction. He's, I don't know, he's not into the critters. Banana taunt, very important.
It's the key aspect of any skilled Veno player.
Any skilled offlaner, really. I would say offlane is the most important role to have the good taunts. You know, you have to be irritating. You have to be a little bit annoying. You need something to cheer you up when your lane goes to shit. But for this Venomancer, he's going to be headed to the mid lane. And Skylark should also have the annoying taunt. Oh my god, he doesn't have the taunt. Ah, it's over. Alright. I have zero faith. He does have the cool new set for Magnus from the shards, though. So, that's pretty hype. That's why he can't afford any relics.
30 seconds.
The trunk of ornate cruelty. So, it will be the tri-lane with these three heroes. And Raven versus the Magnus. So, it's not like an amazing matchup for the Lycan, but it's Lycan, you know? Yeah, there's a Empower, and he's a melee hero, but it's Lycan. He's gonna heal right through it. He doesn't care. He's got 6 Stagos. Give TP.
I mean, we saw Lycan solo mid against, who was it yesterday? It was some kind of ranged hero. Someone that I thought would be a tough matchup. Was it Lina?
I think Lycan, it was the Puck.
Maybe it was Puck. Either way, Lycan was just tanking all the damage. Once you hit level 3, you're just last hitting everything with wolves. If they man up, you just start smacking them with wolves. You've got this crazy regeneration. It's a tough hero to lane. So Bounty Hunter doing some creep shenanigans. Potentially looking for a courier, but Busy gets that double wave. So up top, nice for good old Skylark.
And just walk onto the tower, trying to get some denies.
Gyro on Veno.
It's going to be an annoying battle up top for Raven, but it all pays off for this tri-lane. So, Rubik, Witch Doctor, Jug versus Leshrac, Nyx Assassin. And where's our last hero? Oh, there he is. Sorry, Rubik. Yeah, I was going to say, that's not right, because we're missing a Bounty Hunter bottom. We got Rubik, Nyx Assassin, Leshrac versus the Jug and the Witch Doctor. So, Jug going to have a hard time. Spin cooldown is brutal early on. And this is a lot of stuff that you need to spin to dodge.
48 seconds to be exact. Same deal on that healing ward. 1 every 60 seconds. Very mana intense. So see what he does. Work in the jungle, and all the while Sam H just stoking up the last hits in.
Aframush is going to harass mid. Just runs right through and gives him the one tap.
Just fine against the Bananamancer.
Witch Doctor.
Looking at this draft, it seems like so much pressure.
Oh no! Yol accidentally blocked his camp. He was running through to get the bounty rune. He didn't get out in time. It's actually really bad for them.
Lane, the Veno almost dies. They onto Armel, force it P out of the Rube.
Repairs in a jiff.
Looks like he's just going to chill here for a bit. And maybe because they know that the Witch Doctor's rotated through, they haven't seen him in a while down bottom. So this has kind of messed up their plans as well, as he's able to mess with Yol.
Cass,
okay,
taking some bounces. Venomous Gale.
Whoops.
Work out for CG, I think. A few more clicks. They'll get him. That's the first blood drawn. Veno gets credit for it, but it goes the other way. Cuckoo return kill onto Yol. All the while down bottom, Jug almost dead. Able to spin now, but still auto attacks. Tim's wants this, but a TP from Yol stops him dead in his tracks.
So the TP mid from Cuckoo almost ends up hurting him. It made it so they couldn't get the gank on the actual wave, but because he stayed next to him once they got to the high ground, the cask was actually more effective than it would have been. I mean, at least Cuckoo gets the return kill because of it, but a bit rough there for old Yirdo. The Yirdo copter.
Yeah, kind of weird when you think about it that way. Up top, though, Lycan on Magnus. Going the way of the Magnus. Skylark doing quite well. 1-2-1.
Bottom.
Down bottom now. Yep, Jug gets stunned up, and they've got the damage this time. Tim's sets it up, and it's a slam dunk. Bounty Hunter pressing forward. He does not have the damage nor invisibility. They almost bring him down, but it's not quite there. Tims misses the stun. They have the sentry. They just need to find him in the trees. Jug is back, and now Sam H on the run, stunned up with that cask. Catches a nice stun onto the Witch Doctor in return. Fade Bolt goes down. Yol takes another tumble. Afromoosh still alive. Low HP, kind of repelled to behind the tower.
Well, all this working out to give their Magnus a good lead, though. Very important on the hero. Obviously, if you want to get a greedier item first, like the Helm before your Blink Dagger, just to help you scale a little bit better going through the game, you got to get him a good matchup. So it is working out. He's able to just keep grabbing the bounty runes. He can just push the wave with the Empower. And he hasn't even had to get a bottle.
Ace.
Hasted Leshrac coming mid on the Veno with Cuckoo nearby too. This should be a kill.
Yeah, Veno in a lot of trouble. Gets clipped by that homing missile, and now Afromoosh on the way in, but won't be able to do anything. And they'll have to just let it go. Dire get another one. 4-1 TNC with a good early start. Obvious advantages here to the rune control, and now the Dire supports pulling ahead in terms of level. Both of them level 3 compared to
so good.
Both level 2.
And they're giving that space to Sam H, right? So like, even though they were just tri-laning, now he's gonna get 6. They instantly shrine and smoke. So don't use your shrine on your mid hero like most teams do or anything, because you know typically you can go back, you do your farming, you shrine up or whatever. This way they're just instantly right back at it in the mid lane. Bounty Hunter gonna pop it. Where's the dust? They have a sentry, but they're just going straight for the Veno instead. They don't even need to focus them.
Yep, Tim sets it up with the stun. Armel splits a lot of damage on the rocket barrage, but they've got another lightning, get the kill. Cuckoo getting low. Afromoosh does not have to commit too much, but they actually get the deny on it. Very nice. The Gale from Veno makes that possible, and Tim's ends up making it a much more favorable exchange.
Yeah, I'm not quite able to get the kill onto the bounty, unfortunately, but all right in the end. 6 minutes, they will get the bounty runes onto Bounty Hunter. Try and get him some items going here. And this time it'll be the Lycan who peels aside and grabs some bounty runes. But Skylark has the RP, so Raven's going to be a little bit cautious about his HP pool. Especially with the bounty hunter rotating around. Even if he is only level 2. Just the slow will be enough. Tim's mid lane again here with an Invis rune.
Who's going to catch who here? Afromoosh hit by the combo. Lesh is level 3, so the lightning very easy to set up those stuns. Just now hits 4 off that successful kill. Gale connects onto Armel. Maybe they can turn it the other way. Veno sidesteps the stun. He's also got a couple of those infused raindrops, so a little fewer than usual.
Sam H 5.25 here. So again, still doing okay considering there was a tri-lane scenario going on. Ajit also 5.5 for him. So the Omni Slash kill going to be pretty important. I would say rotating to maybe get an easier kill onto something like the Lycan or the Gyro is probably the way to go. Maybe even turn that into a push. He has 2 points in the healing ward. So it might be what they're considering with that play afterwards.
Sam H misses the stun.
They just have no real counterplay though. Jug's too slow to get the spins on him. Now he just treads though.
Jug, pardon me, Lesh getting stalked out by the bounty hunter. Kind of wanders in.
Interesting to see Cuckoo versus a Invis hero though. He's obviously been a little bit greedier, I would say, in terms of like most of our position 5s. You see like 20 sentries come out from some of them. He's more around the lines of like 8 or 9 or something in the same kind of a game. But maybe it's just because I don't feel like they've been at a vision disadvantage like ever though. Maybe it's just because the premier vision that he provides allows them to have a better idea as to where enemy wards are actually placed. So they've been doing a very good job of being accurate with their sentries, so he's just getting the return gold. Yol caught at the moment here.
Yep, Tim's charging up the high ground, but Ajit also nearby. Omni Slash finishes off the Lash.
It's not a core. Well, I guess it is technically, but he's kind of like a, you know, him and Sam H are sort of both half cores. But it's
not a huge deal, but good news for the Jug.
Are scanning.
Nice little recovery farm here. Nick's also level 6 now.
Dire scanned out the bounty hunter. They notice
him start to move. Wow, yeah. Close. He's very close to that courier.
Still, Raven being given the farm top. They haven't made any rotation. Magnus already up to level 9 once he finishes these neutrals.
Yeah, he's basically a full level ahead of the Lycan, so definitely farming a bit better.
Well, he would have been if Jug didn't come and steal the experience.
He's also leeching of it here. 9 in the end.
But they're already starting their empowered gameplay, so another good part about giving the Magnus that matchup that he can actually abuse, that means you can level the empower early. If it's a lane that you have to use your shockwave, then your empower is obviously not coming online until a lot later, which means Jug can't abuse it until that point. They don't have any stacks yet, though.
This is great, too, in terms of just efficient rotations. Jug's going to come to the Magnus so he can get empowered. Down bottom, the bounty hunter just leeches in the safe lane because they know Sam H will probably start.
Oh, he knew he was
anyway.
TPing. That was sick.
They'll get eyes on him. Effort is not interrupted.
Forgot. Yeah, he's only level 3, so he wants the 2 points in invis so he can snipe couriers, which means he doesn't have shuriken, even though he just like predicted exactly what he's about to do. But oh well, he saw the angle of the TP, so he knows generally where he went.
But still, it's nice for the Jug to get a little bit of, or pardon me, the bounty hunter to get a little bit of space and start making moves.
Yeah, Rubik's gonna
kind of
do the same.
under-leveled right now. Yeah, Rubik actually bottom 2. But we've got an Invis Sam H, level 7. Checking out odd shit right now.
And they're going to bring in the Lycan ulti.
Be a pretty easy setup. They get the stun before he can spin, and the crits are there. Hellbear Smasher to help things out.
Skylark.
Triple Tails.
Being pretty greedy here, not TPing early.
Go for the TP now, Lesh.
Hesitation from Tim's.
Was a peculiar play. I think it kind of caught Tim's off guard as well, almost like it might be a bait or something. But Skylark gets out. Still pretty good for TNC. Jug really the high value prize in that situation.
Yeah, they're gonna try and fight this really. Like they'll have the empowered Omni Slash. Oh, they smoke right on top of the Nyx and they don't have detection. So that smoke's just gone. Painful stuff here, and in the meanwhile, the Dire team, bottom lane, Armel, level 10, looking to put the hurt onto this tower while Cuckoo tries to leech 6 in the fog. Juggernaut still being stocked up here, so losing it on the experience battle.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But very close to level 6. Cliff comes. The Veno is pressuring mid pretty hard, but now Tim's is rotated in to try to repel that, so a lot of split plays happening around the map. Sam H now TPing out, makes it back to the well. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Armel and Cuckoo pushing hard with this siege creep. And that'll be the end of the tower. Armel getting the bonus gold on that for the gyro. Already has the drums up. The Yasha in queue.
Dire's top tower is under
and Radiant's top farmer is still that Magnus. Just forced down the tower, gets one last hit for himself, and he's jostling with Gyrocopter right now for top of net worth as they trade creep blows back and forth. And they would love to find themselves a kill on this Magnus, perhaps with the next ulti from the Lycan. 15 more seconds, so that's available. Sam H already beginning the scout, and there's a very juicy Witch Doctor here. Oh, hey, you trying to TP
Skylark, that's a free TP interrupt. Waits to the last second. Now the mana burn. No follow-up there, but Magnus gonna have to walk back the old-fashioned way now.
Yeah, so now they know bot that Magnus can't be TPing here. They've got a sentry. They're trying to just bait and wait for the bounty hunter to come and scout them out, but he doesn't fall for it. Now they're going to try and bait Cuckoo and see if this works, but he's got level 6, so he's hoping to steal the Shadow Walk, I'm sure, from the bounty. And he will get it here in a moment unless bounty's careful. It'll be a pretty bad giveaway, and yep, no, he's prepared. Aframush is walking as far away from where the Rubik could be as possible, but there it goes. Oh, he actually used the Shuriken. Nice. He probably used that on a creep wave for that exact reason.
Op. Baron Skylark. Thinking about some arcane boots besides, you know what, guys? We need to take some fights. We need to find a way to reclaim control of the game. What better than a Blink Dagger? Tim's doing a good job pushing back these wards mid. They don't do
Top
a lot
lane.
of damage to the tower.
They just shredded them instantly. They went for the Lycan ulti and just like two-shot them. And that's what they wanted though, right?
Yeah, second time they've done this now, where it's just the Nyx setup with Lycan ultimate, and they kill him in the duration of the Nyx stun.
But
Use the
that's dream scenario for them. They're probably not even aware that Mag is like the most farmed. Doesn't really look it just looking at him, but...
Well, they are probably aware that he's pooling gold for the blink. They might not know exactly how much, but they know that's a painful time to kill it.
Yeah.
Either way, it's definitely a good target. 9-2 though. TNC starting to pull ahead here, Trent.
Yeah, it's going to be smoke time here momentarily for the Radiant side. Do they have any... Veno has his 4 staff. There's an Invis rune top. That would really be nice. Be the perfect opportunity for Skylark. Try and skate something up for himself.
Level 1 up on Lycan as Dire smoke up behind Sam H. They're going to find Ajit outside the Ancients. There's the stun opener. Huge follow-up damage, and right clicks will bring him down. They lose Tim's on the other side all the while.
They RP Tim's in the mid lane. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's a track kill, so that's good. Oh, actually, was he 6? Yeah, he was. Okay, so they got the track kill.
I think it was.
But
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, you RP to Lesh.
And especially given that their lineup is so light on control, Lycan immediately shoves into the top lane. Then we go back mid, team fight breaks out. They jump in onto the Veno, and down he goes. Don't underestimate the team fight power of this Dire squad. Looking for another, the Bounty Hunter gets dusted. Sam H can't quite close the gap, but he's still in pursuit. Misses the stun. Nice sidestep from Afromoosh. Tim's on the run. Drums have been used. Back. Lycan now with money for book 2. It is.
Mid tower likely the next target here for the Dire side. They want to take over that whole Radiant jungle and just kind of force the Radiant to start playing up in the top half of the map. It's too early for them to really take Roche, so I don't think that'll be any sort of a concern. So they can just focus that down. Farm up the Dire bottom Ancients, move in towards the Radiant jungle, take the tier 1 mid, take the tier 2 bot. And Ajit still not really getting to that scary point, despite the fact that he's been empowered. He doesn't have stacks, can't move around the map that fast. Has to worry about constant harass from a Nyx assassin who's been doing very well this game. As he's also ready to set up on Faded, but confidence pays off for old Faded. And he'll just get it.
Tower. Yeah, the hard part for the Jug too is since he's been empowered, he's not going to go back for a Battle Fury. So, you know, not 100% uptime on that empower buff unless you're really committed to the 5-man. Either way, you're a little bit more limited by nature.
This is nice though. They're stealing an Ancient stack on the Dire side, but again, they are going to play in that Radiant jungle. Free tower, doesn't cost them a Lycan ulti or anything, and they're going to force the TPs back home. This is when the Dire heroes will start rotating towards the mid lane. Because, I mean, there's no real high ground threat here. I mean, the Magnus, I guess. He is smoked up, but that's just going to dissipate. Looks like they're just waiting.
Lycan creeps that they push in, and they still chip a couple hundred damage off this tower. Dr. Cask, annoying, but more creeps on the way.
Bounty saw that smoke, and they're going to find him if he moves through there. Oh, nice prediction there.
They do dust, it clips him. He's pretty far away, and I don't think they have vision. Veno on the other side, Gale falls short. Bounty Hunter, ooh, Sam H. Good carapace, but he's going to get caught. Left all alone, the Omni Slash will bring him down.
Alright, threat of the Magnus, kind of screwing over TNC on that one. Didn't feel confident enough to approach the high ground right away. Radiant even put down a sentry, just saying, you know, if they were going to push, they would have had to, like, place some vision here. Plus, obviously, just a very valuable ward to have. And Afromoosh will go back to doing his thing of scouting around. Almost gets caught by a sentry. Looks like Cuckoo just saw him, actually, through that little crack in the trees.
Core is farming very well on the Dire. Yasha into BKB. Armel on the gyrocopter. Going for that slightly speedier adaptation where you pick up the Yasha first, so you have that extra movement speed farming ability, but then of course going back for the magic immunity.
Yeah, earlier on when they Omni slash Tims, and I said it kind of is a core kill, and then they RP'd Tims. This is what I was talking about though. It's like the Nyx Assassin starts to peel off. It's Sam H's thing, you know, he's not as rich anymore. And so then you just have the farming Leshrac going to work. Clears creep waves so quickly.
Radiant's middle tower
Definitely
is under
a
attack.
value hero here for TNC. They certainly know how to make it work as
Bounty
the
Hunter
Sentry.
caught between sentries here. Telekinesis not available. Split Earth half a second too late. Bottom lane now. Initiation. They find the Witch Doctor. Raven and Sam H.
Top lane, another RP onto the Leshrac. Back into the Jug. Quickly sliced.
Okay. Well, you can feel the damage from that Empower just chopping down the Lesh there. Bounty Hunter whipped by a stun from Sam H. That was nice.
The unintentional.
Yep.
And now Sam H is probably dead. Just because of this
Like
trap.
it's Skylark rotating and also the Veno.
Pretty damn hard to get out of this one.
Is under attack.
Followed by the Venomous Gale. Sam A's just going to make as much space as he can. Be a nuisance.
Cost them to tier 1. Yeah, they do have the pack leader aura here, as there is a wolf being brought by the Lycan. And that could make it a very quick Roche if they choose to go for it. They'll find a Radiant Catapult and destroy that scout. In fact, they will let it go, and they'll stay in the pit for now. They're going to force the approach from the Radiant. They know there's no RP.
They're still thinking about it. Rubik.
Oh man, that invis. That is pretty important.
However, there are some scouts coming back in. Now Ajit jumps into the pit. This is going to be pretty tense. Roshan still healthy as Raven. Channels the ultimate. The Jug gets obliterated after a nice stun from the Lesh. Veno does deploy the ultimate, trying to play some ring around the rosy
Death
here
Ward
with
stolen.
the Bounty Hunter, but he will be finished off. Buyback from the Jug. It's a big fight for TNC. They're going to make it back to their high ground. Omni Slash finishes off Cuckoo. They'll make it 3 for 3 on the field. Roche falling quick and Dire are going to be forced to let it go as they head back to the shrine. The buyback from Ajit does secure them Roche and Aegis.
Okay, we're going to call that worth then. And that was, again, a fight without RP. It just comes off cooldown now. And so they can even press forward here. Try and use this Aegis to plant some aggressive vision. You can already see the sentries coming out. I was wondering how much Cuckoo was going to dedicate to sentries, but certainly impacting him this game. He's been spending a lot trying to keep this Bounty Hunter down. He will be 12 now with the Tome. Can give him a little bit of an easier time during these team fights.
Tims gets the Bloodstone now. Big item there. Farming tool for the Lesh. We'll see if maybe get a successful fight off of it. Double damage rune on the Bounty Hunter.
They have an RP ready for this Lycan top. This should be a kill. Actually, without the Omni Slash, it's going to be tough. And they're not going to go for it.
Either way, yeah, Raven just he's out. No BOTs yet. Has the Assault Cross queued up.
See ya. They can't get to him in time.
Walks away. Now smoke from TNC.
Seems like they... Oh, yeah, they saw that. There's a ward down. Saw Veno pegging it out, so everyone retreats. And they will dodge out this smoke.
Dire's top tower
There's a chance it
is
still
under
gives a
attack.
foothold here for the Dire side, but the creep wave is way back at their own tier 2. They're going to attempt a bait play here with the Aegis.
It'll be tough to find objectives afterwards, but they can find the jump. They are split up.
They saw the Jug. He showed on the ward. Another observer will now spot everyone on the Radiant side.
Countered immediately, but they find the Magnus. No Blink RP. Even that's a victory. There's the ultimate from Veno, but it doesn't look like it did much. Now they reinitiate. Magnus getting low, survives through it, but Armel in the back throwing in a lot of damage with the flat cannon.
Oh, that fight almost got real awkward. Skylark tried to force staff himself out. At the same time, there's a reaction from the Veno to force staff him, and he actually force staffed him back the direction he didn't want to be. So that almost went bad.
Yeah.
But it was okay in the end.
Nova is level 2, so still 120-second cool on the way. Turning into a much closer game. Still a lead for the Dire, but not by much.
Well, they're gonna just kind of skip their way around here, but nothing going on. Dire just kind of.
Can you see? Yeah, Dire splitting down bottom for now. Probably just gonna let the tier 2 go. That's a Cliff and a Lycan down bottom, who's gonna start to pressure tier 3's Radiant continue.
Yeah, they're just smartly dodging out the Aegis. Really don't want to lose any of these charges on Tim's. Not worth it. Pretty hard fight.
Could be big though if they can interrupt a TP or two. They could be splitting and taking numbers advantage. Witch Doctor has already gone back. Benno caught by the homing missile. Sam H, the calculator out, thinking about it. Decides not to go for it, giving the Lycan a lot of intel so he knows how much to commit. It's like he will back off.
Close to tier 3,
a lot
though.
of damage to that tier 3.
The cask actually ends up saving it from the Necros. And yeah, they will get the track here on the Lycan, it looks like. He's hunting down from Aframoosh, but...
Just great coordination from TNC in that kind of a situation where they're in the Nyx to make sure Raven can do maximum damage without taking too much risk. Outing out though. Set this kill up onto the Lycan if he has some friends, but head back to friendly territory. Give him a little love tap.
Yeah, doesn't really have much of a choice there.
Hey there.
Aegis, 45 seconds left. So they might be able to get this tier 1 out of it, but they do still have to be worried about that split push. The Lycan ulti not up for another 25 seconds though, so it's only Tim's up top, but he is farming quite quickly, almost catching up to the Magnus. He's going to make his way down bottom. They're going to mount a bit of a defense here, but the gem is picked up here from the Witch Doctor. On the Courier though, it's not with him, and so he did.
Well, lucky for the Witch Doctor, he didn't have it on him. Well, maybe not, I guess. Probably wouldn't have been snuck up on.
Poison Nova?
He had it.
Right after the spin from Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Oh, the RP? He didn't realize it hit him.
Cuckoo goes down, but maybe they can turn this now. Bounty Hunter gets finished off, and Ajit getting kind of low. Sam H with the stun. That'll set up onto the Venomancer. Skylark TP's out just as that Aegis is reclaimed. So perhaps could have been a little bit worse for Clutch Gamers. They cut their losses early on. But a pretty devastating fight as they lose 3.
That was a really nice play from Cuckoo. Even though it kills him, the fact that he's getting the Poison Nova onto the Magnus is so important, just so he can't blink. So he... Man, I don't even know how close that was to the end of spin. I'm trying to find the combat log. It was like the instant spin ended. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. Backing up again. Unable to really do much high ground wise. Again, looking at the goal graph. Being slightly back in favor of TNC. Armel eating Farmer, and looks like gonna commit to, that's the butterfly neck.
It was 0.1 seconds after. That seems insane.
Really? That's close as it gets. Smoke now from TNC straight up the mid. Benno is not with them. RP still on cooldown for 30. Great time to go. Gonna try to catch the jug. That won't happen. Skylark skewer back. Cuckoo dies. Still actually gonna pursue this. It looks like it. The Witch Doctor's pretty low. Tim's will finish him off. That'll make it a 1-for-1.
And like an ulti to chase with the Purge.
Benno trying to TP out now. Does.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay. Ends up being a pretty even exchange, support for support.
This jug build is reminiscent of when we had the Alchemist giving the Aghanim strat to the Tiny, right? Where you would just rush the butterfly, because obviously very nice survivability and damage item, but you don't farm too fast. But when you're given Empower, essentially the battle fury from your Magnus, you can be quite a bit greedier. And it's a very good butterfly game, obviously up against the Lycan and all of his summons, so lots of extra survivability, some movement speed, a little bit of chase down here for the jug.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah. Great game for it.
Dire are scanning.
And we'll force the gyrocopter's hand into an MKB. And if he commits to the butterfly first, then it kind of just puts Jug an item ahead in that cycle. If they play this reactionary, Jug can start building MKB now, basically.
I mean, especially with like cleave too. A lot of his damage might not even have to worry about the evasion part of the gyro.
Point. Yep.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Definitely a
under
fair
attack.
point if you choose your targets properly. Cleave is pretty dirty. Mage and Afro Moosh.
The battle continues, but there's a gem on Sam H, so he's going to win this battle, and that's going to be a dead bounty hunter as more purges. As he's taking the Satyr Banisher because of these Ghost Scepters on the Radiant side, and Ghost Scepters, I mean, just the one that's on the Witch Doctor, but it's bested him a couple times now. So he often uses the Necro to start the slow, and then obviously he'll Ghost Scepter once the Purge has been used. Now he's got double Purge. Thanks.
That moment, though, where the bounty hunter is just, I am invisible. This is good. A little creep comes over. Hey, how does that creep see me?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we saw the power of the Venomancer the other day in terms of holding the high ground. And Faded beginning his little turret segment on the bottom lane to catch the wave, so they're going to push mid.
Radiant structures
Edict rocking and
Problem is you
rolling.
can only do it on one lane.
Dire's
Yep.
top
So
tower
if you're
is under
pretty
attack.
agile with your movement, so you do a 4+1, Benno can't really hold more than one, but it takes him a little while to ramp up all those wards to make that big high ground wall. Tier 2
Radiant's
mid
middle
does
tower
go
is
down. Nice blink back after the skewer attempt from Skylark.
Dire's top tower
Gonna
is
get
under
tracked up. He'll
attack.
get out though, but no way to purge it, so they can watch him for a little bit, and he'll have the blink skewer threat himself now. Obviously, pretty valuable in terms of sieging high ground if they can find their way back there. And since he's level 14, he's got the level 2 level 2 spell steal with the 240, so plenty of time to make use of the spell. Be very sneaky.
Roche 2 still standing. Available for anyone's taking. TNC regained a lot of that lost footing that they had.
They're gonna smoke up on the Radiant side too now that they see Roche's up with the catapult.
Jug is now #1 on net worth, dude. He is moving. He's got an Abyssal queued up.
No, that is a solid item this game. A way to actually kill this Lycan. We talked about how in the draft they didn't really have the answer, so they've itemized for it. If he's not RP'd, I mean, even RP and Abyssal, it's going to be a little bit close. It's tough to obviously Omni Slash down the Lycan because he's going to have his summons there. Even with the cleave damage, it can still be a little bit tough. He's tankier than he used to be because of some of these changes to strength.
And he now has an AC.
Yeah.
Definitely tankier against Omni Slash.
And this might create a rat opportunity as there's 4 heroes mid. It looks like they're trying to create a fight when Lycan's not here. They're going to just let him do his thing down bottom, and they can force the Radiant team back to base with this. Or step down into the river from Skylark.
Who's got who? It's a
Oh, he canceled it
skewer.
again!
He misses the RP again. They've already lost the Veno, and now Skylark back at the high ground. He's going to be in some trouble as the homing missile comes. What happened? What broke his blink dagger that time?
Radiant's
I don't know. He's getting messed up in these fights, dude. He's having a real rough go.
The barracks fall. Buyback now from the Magnus, but he's already used the RP, so limited effectiveness.
It was a lightning storm, it looks like. Just got hit with it.
It's a bump. Now that tier 3 mid falls. This could be the final hold for the Radiant. Juggernaut stunned up, getting very low. Manages to get off the Omni Slash as now the Witch Doctor buys back. He doesn't find any kills though. Will be able to go back to the tier 4 buyback from the Bounty Hunter rather. Still a lot of damage on these melee barracks mid. Range will probably still stay standing for now as they do retreat. TNC with a lot of damage done. Basically 2 lanes of barracks down or 2 melees. And they also force at least 2, it's 3 buybacks.
Oh, there's also a gem just sitting here. How convenient. Hello, Bounty Hunter. And he has the RP ready on Cuckoo too.
Good. Wow, that's a nice steal.
Yeah. Well, the folly of Magnus, unfortunately.
Such a tough hero to execute with. He looks so broken when you're hitting those RPs, but
He was in a weird spot too, though. He like went for a backstab-ish kind of angle, like a flanking play, but he had to use his force staff to get down into the river, and then he ended up being next to a Leshrac, whereas I think he thought the rest of the Dire heroes were actually closer to the Radiant base. So just caught off guard, and he's just going to try a third initiation item, see if that'll let him get an RP off in the Shadow Blade next. Might just need a BKB, but obviously a tough item to commit for.
Radiant's bottom shrine
Yeah.
has fallen.
Hard game to itemize for this Magnus a little bit here. I think the Shadow Blade really has some merit. A relatively common item on the hero.
Only problem is you're dealing with a gem already picked up for a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
+3.
The bounty's already getting owned by it.
Really good point, actually. Sam H just scouting out everything here. He sees Sam H on the high ground.
Scott, like, remember that? Oh no, they actually didn't damage him first. He definitely should have been dead.
That was pretty close. Instead, they're going to go on the bounty. They've got some vision with the Necro 3s, and that is a dieback.
Oh, he's looking for the RP again.
Falls as Tim's rotates. Now I think TNC are ready to go for the throat.
And they're going to back for Roche.
Roche and then make it happen. Yep, safe play here. They'll have to finish off that catapult. But it's an Aegis and a cheese ready to go. No bounty. This feels relatively safe.
He might lose some Bloodstone charges here. Really wants that first hit.
Jeez.
Denied.
Gets off the suicide, makes a little space for the Roche, I suppose. Up in 13 seconds, still 14 charges. It hurts, but
that's the RP.
Oh, the real RP back the other way. Veto with a decent ultimate as well, and Jug starting to clean this up. They've killed Cuckoo. Sam H will go down. Aegis now used, but Lycan's back. They could still take this fight, and it's Tim's in the front lines, and he's doing big-time damage. Yol has now died. Buybacks few and far between. That's why they want to dive this so hard. But TNC still feeling pretty strong. Lycan just heads up top. That's the glyph. Lesh maybe less behind. Tim's needs to be a little careful. They kill the bounty hunter outside of the base, and this tier 3, it's just going to get destroyed. I think this is going to be Megas, and they will still have a 4v3. Skylark, no RP for another 15. Skewer back. Tim's taking a lot of damage, but also doing a lot of damage. Does end up going down, but Skylark's low, and they pull Jug back in.
And they got the Megas. Oh, not yet, actually. The creeps, there we go.
Yeah, that's the Megas.
Oh, man. They needed that RP
over here for Clutch Gamers.
They needed that 15 minutes ago. At least, or 10 minutes ago. You know, it was just a little bit too late. It was beautiful, and that's what you're talking about in terms of the RP can just look so amazing sometimes. But alas, it was too late. And
alas, it's a big fight for TNC, and they are going to continue their streak of dominance, most likely, this round robin. All their tier 2 still up, the full tier 4 stand. Looks like Clutch Gamers will hang on just a little bit longer. But no buybacks for anyone, and things looking pretty grim.
Yep. They'll try, though. We'll just see if they can save this one. Again, every game a point. Don't want to lose one you can win.
Starting to see a big difference in the inventories. Just kind of peruse down. A lot more big ticket items on that Dire side.
Yeah, the net worth chart in terms of the hero order is pretty brutal.
Yeah, you're seeing it. Like
that's
now,
a lot of red heroes.
Satanic up on the Gyrocopter, Eon Disc up on the Lesh. Shrines getting cleared out now. They're so good at executing this support Lesh into core transition.
Yeah, it's mostly
so
the it's more so the Nyx than the Lesh, I think. Like, I think they can do this with any position 4 that has a decent wave clear, you know what I mean? It's more about how Sam H can transition himself. He's a very good Nyx assassin in that sense. Like, he takes the level 6, he immediately starts doing work, and he just scouts the rest of the game.
Oh, they lost their Rubik, but now they're going to find the Magnus. Knock it off the RP, but does not have a buyback either. Big fight now as TNC just steamroll him down. And that's going to do it. GG's call. They take the series 2-0. Pretty decent games, though, and Clutch Gamers make them work for it.
Yeah. Again, though, I would say both games, it felt like TNC were virtually almost always in control.
Yeah.
Just very good map movements.